Our God is awesome. Um, he can move mountains. He'll keep you in the valley, and he'll hide you from the rain. I said earlier I was going to actually sing that part, and then a little voice came to my head, and it was of Thurman Evans, and he said, "The devil is a liar." So I'm an emotional guy. I'm just hoping I get through this without crying in front of y'all. If I do choke up a little bit, don't hit me with the, take your time. Just let me work through it. All right, so most of y'all know my background. My father was a pastor. He had 4 boys, 1 girl. October 10th, 1994, he was driving down the street in Newark. Somebody ran up to him, shot him 1 time in the head, killed him on the spot. Nobody knows why, nobody knows who. But that moment sparked an interest in me, and that was criminal justice. So at the age of 17, I left New Jersey. I went to Springfield, Massachusetts. I did 6 years back-to-back. I came home with my master's in criminal justice. And so once I came home, I got the education. I'm applying to different jobs. I applied to state police, slammed the door in my face. I didn't get it. State parole, passed the test twice, didn't get it. I was, in about 2007, 2008, I was this close to being a DEA special agent. Things didn't work out. As far as a cop, I never wanted to be a cop. Detective, I always seen that's a role I could play. I was never into traffic or, tickets. That wasn't my interest. But I knew to become a detective, well, I assumed to become a detective, you had to be a cop first. So eventually I landed a job with probation in 2007, subbing in PO for 8 years. During March of 2013, we had a double murder trial in our courthouse. Anytime it's a double murder, it's a high public case. Courtroom's packed, standing room only. You got the prosecutors up there, you got the probation officers up there, you got the victim's family who's up there, and you got the defendant's family. And then you got all the sheriff officers. And on the stand was the captain of homicide. He's testifying about the facts of the case, and judge looks at the jury and see them, a couple of them look sleepy, so he takes a break. When you take a break, everybody go in the hallway, you check your phone, your email. So I go in the hallway, I'm checking my email, and I kind of feel somebody looking at me, and I look up, and it's the captain of homicide, literally like this, just kind of, observing. So I put my head down, I kind of look up again, and he's still looking at me. So finally, he's like, come here. He calls me over to him, and he's like, where you work at? I said, I'm a PO downstairs. I've been there for 8 years. He said, you ever thought about a career in law enforcement? And I was like, I tried to apply back in the day. Things didn't work out. He's like, not no more. I'm the captain of homicide. You got a resume? And before he even finished the resume, I was down, up. Here it is. So he took the resume. He knew I had no prior law enforcement. He said, we'll see what happens. So I said, all right, I'll go back downstairs. A month go by, 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half. Mentally, I'm already thinking, here we go again. 20 months go by, and he calls me and says, you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. So I got you an interview. So I said, all right, I'm ready for an interview. So I didn't sleep the night before. Literally, I'm not even joking, 20 minutes at max, preparing what I'm going to say. So I walk into the room, and it's the top dogs of Hudson County. You got the captain of homicide, captain of special victims, 2 lieutenants, and just me at a table. So I sit down, and they're asking me questions. I'm answering it. And it got to the point in the interview, I wanted to show a little passion. And I looked them dead in the eye. I said, I worked hard my entire life. And I stayed out of trouble my entire life in preparation to be in the seat right here. Y'all got the right guy. So they kind of looked at each other, wrote stuff down. I left. They said, if we like you, we'll call you back for a second interview. So to fast forward, that was the first interview. I went through a second interview. Went through a third interview with the prosecutor himself, the top person in Hudson County. I was sitting in there. My phone rings. It's 2:01. It's Jersey City. So I step out during his message, and it's the... So I pick up the phone. I say, hello? He said, yeah, I'm looking for Guershon. And it's the chief of staff, and I say, this is him. He said, listen, you did very well on all 3 interviews. We took, the consideration that you have your master's and the PO, you've been on for 8 years. I said, yeah. So congratulations, you're the newest detective in Hudson County. Every single body in here has prayer. It really doesn't matter what your prayer is, whether it's a new home, a spouse, a husband, your kids acting up. If Jesus put a stamp on it and says yes, nobody can say no. I learned that God has ordained seasons in each of our lives. This to me feels like my harvest. I put in a lot of work, a lot of tests and everything else, but now it's finally here. But it's impossible to have a harvest every single day. Sometimes you're gonna have to plant, you're gonna sow, you gotta prepare your soil in preparation for your harvest. So that means whether it's saving money for a house, whatever it is, just do the right thing as far as saving money for the house. Or if you want to go back to school, go back to school. Don't wait till tomorrow, do it today. The last thing was really for the youth. Somebody told me a long time ago that your appearance, the way you carry yourself, is your business card. That's all they see. So I was in the hallway. If I was in the hallway with my jeans hanging down with a do-rag on, he'd walk right past me. So it's amazing how when you dress a certain way, people treat you different. The jump from probation to detective is grace and mercy. So with that said, I just want to thank Pastor. I didn't say this first service, but there's a lot of messages. What's in your hand? The questions that you've been asking, they spoke here. A couple of times I gave up. I'm on E, and his word is like it fills you right back up every Sunday. So I appreciate you. Thank you. That's it.
You're